Hello students, our earth is blessed with a variety of plants and animals. Among these, plants have the ability to prepare their own food by using carbon dioxide, sunlight and water in their surroundings. This process is known as photosynthesis. Plants prepare carbohydrates through the process of photosynthesis. But what about animals? Animals don't have the capacity to prepare their own food. Hence, they have to feed on plants or feed on animals that eat plants to satisfy the requirements of their body. Some animals eat both plants and animals. The nutrient requirement of the body, the mode of intake of food and further utilization of this food by the body is known as animal nutrition. You might be aware that food is made up of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. Cereals have carbohydrates. Similarly, pulses have proteins. Dairy products have fats. Fruits and vegetables have vitamins and minerals. But these substances are complex substances. Our body cannot absorb these complex substances as such. For our body to absorb, these complex substances should be converted into simple substances. The breakdown of these complex substances into simple substances is known as digestion. Digestion will help our body to absorb the nutrients for growth and repair. The mode of taking food differs in different organisms. For example, as we know, bees and tiny birds feed the nectar from flowers and the mode of feeding is sucking. Infants of mammals feed the milk from mothers. Let's look into a table which will help us to understand the different mode of taking food in different animals. Snail eats grass and the mode of feeding is chewing. Ants feed on insects and small living and dead invertebrates. The mode of feeding in ants is chewing. Eagles feed on fish and small animals and the mode of feeding is swallowing. Hummingbird eats nectar and small insects and the mode of feeding in hummingbird is sucking. Mosquito feeds on blood and the mode of feeding is sucking. Butterfly feeds on nectar from flowers and the mode of feeding is siphoning. Siphon is a tube used to take liquid upwards. Butterfly use siphon to feed on the nectar. Hence the mode of feeding is called siphoning. The food we take is digested inside our body. The useful components from the food are absorbed by the body while the useless components are removed through the anus. The food we take in passes through a long tube starting with the mouth or oral cavity or buccal cavity. Food from mouth goes to food pipe or esophagus. From there, food reaches stomach, then to small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and the undigested food is removed through anus. This long tube is known as alimentary canal or digestive tract. Alimentary canal starts with buccal cavity and ends with anus. The digestive tract in an adult is about 9 meters long. The food components gradually get digested as the food travels through each compartments. There are many organs and glands in our body which secrete digestive juices. They are the walls of stomach and small intestine, liver, pancreas and salivary glands. They secrete digestive juices. These digestive juices helps to convert complex food substances into simple substances. These simple substances can be absorbed by our body. The digestive tract or alimentary canal together with the glands which secrete digestive juices constitute the digestive system. The glands and organs which secrete digestive juices together with the alimentary canal constitutes the digestive system. Now let's learn in detail about how digestion happens in our body. Food is taken in through the mouth. This process of taking in food is known as ingestion. The ingested food is chewed and crushed with the help of teeth. All the teeth in our mouth are not the same. They vary in their appearances to perform specific functions. Adults have 32 teeth, 16 in the upper jaw and 16 in the lower jaw. Let's learn more about it. There are different types of teeth known as incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Incisors are the 4 front teeth in the upper and lower jaw. These 4 teeth, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 teeth in the upper and lower jaw is known as incisors. Altogether, there are 8 incisors in our mouth. Their function is to cut the food. Canines are the pointed ones. Humans have 4 canines. Here you can see this pointed tooth. Pointed tooth, they are the canines. There are 4 canines. Canines are used for tearing apart the food. Premolars are the permanent teeth. We have 8 premolars in total. The premolars are situated at the back of these incisors. Premolars are here. Altogether 8 premolars, 4 in the upper jaw and 4 in the lower jaw. They help to grind the food. Molars are flat teeth located at the back of the mouth. They are round and used to grind the food. We have 12 molars, 6 on the upper jaw and 6 on the lower jaw. The crown is the uppermost part of a tooth. The neck is the middle part and the lower part is the root. The roots help the tooth to get fixed in the gum. Now let's learn about the milk teeth and permanent teeth. Milk teeth are the teeth that are seen in a baby. These teeth are not permanent. They fall off at the age between 6 and 8. The new set of teeth that grow when the milk teeth fall off is known as permanent teeth. The teeth will be there for a very long time. These are second set of teeth in humans. Your parents might have told you not to eat too many sweets because it will damage your teeth. Do you know how sweets can damage your teeth? Bacteria are normally present in our mouth, but they won't harm us. After eating food, the food particles will stay on the teeth if we don't properly wash and clean our teeth. The bacteria present in our mouth will act on the leftover food and they break sugar present in the food and release acids. They break the sugar present in the food and release acids. These acids gradually damage our teeth and this is called tooth decay. It causes toothache. Next time you enjoy chocolates, sweets or soft drinks, make sure you wash your teeth and don't leave any food particles on the teeth. We should brush our teeth twice a day to prevent tooth decay. The tongue is a fleshy muscular organ in the mouth. It is fixed at the back and free at the front. Hence, we can move the tongue in all directions. Tongue has taste buds in it which help us to taste different food. On an average, humans have 2,000 to 8,000 taste buds. Humans can taste sweet, sour, salty and bitter. The taste buds allow us to determine whether the food is safe to eat or not. The position of taste buds in the tongue is shown in the picture. The taste buds which can detect sweet are at the tip of the tongue. Just behind that, salty buds are present. The first taste we can detect when we eat is sweet, as the taste buds for sweet are at the tip of the tongue. Taste buds on the sides of the tongue can detect sour taste. Taste buds at the back of the tongue can detect bitter taste. The watery liquid secreted inside the mouth is called saliva. Our mouth has salivary glands under the tongue, on the sides and on the roof of the mouth. These glands secrete digestive juices along with saliva. The tongue helps to mix the crushed food with the saliva, and this makes the food soft. With the help of tongue, we can swallow this soft food. The saliva contains digestive juices that convert complex starch into simple sugars. About 5% of starch is digested in the mouth itself. So in the mouth, starch digestion has started. From the mouth, the food passes into esophagus or food pipe. It is a long tube running through the neck and chest and reaches the stomach. This tube reaches the stomach. The muscular movement on the walls of the esophagus helps the food to push downwards. At the top of the food pipe, there is an opening to the windpipe. Here you can see this is the windpipe and this is the food pipe. Windpipe is a passage for air from nostrils to the lungs. Air from nostrils to lungs reaches through this windpipe. The air from nostrils and food from the mouth, these both share a common passage here. There is a flap-like valve at the tip of the windpipe. Here you can see this is the valve at the tip of the windpipe. This valve is closed while we swallow the food. The food from mouth then directly goes into the food pipe. But for any reason, if this flap is opened, then food will enter the windpipe and we will feel breathlessness. Is it possible that most of you might have experienced a cough while eating? Correct? Do you know the reason for this sensation? When we talk or laugh while eating, the flap-like valve in the tip of the windpipe, this will open for the passage of air. Food reaches the windpipe with air if we swallow it while laughing. This is the reason for breathlessness. Here you can see the food particles, they are entering into the windpipe. Stomach is a J-shaped organ. It is the widest part of the digestive tract. The food pipe enters into the stomach. Here you can see this is the food pipe or esophagus. It enters into the stomach. In addition to holding the food, it acts as a mixture and grinder of food. Stomach has thick walls. There are many layers in the stomach wall. The inner layer secretes digestive juices, hydrochloric acid and mucus. This mucus is a gelatinous material. The walls of the stomach are covered with this gelatinous mucus to protect them from hydrochloric acid. This acid kills the bacteria present in the food. Muscles in the stomach helps to mix the food with the digestive juices. These digestive juices breaks down proteins into simple substances. The stomach opens into small intestine. Indigestion can cause vomiting. Is it possible that most of you have experienced it? Let's see how this happens. If there is a disease or indigestion, the brain will send signals into this esophagus and stomach. As a result, the undigested food from the stomach is pushed upwards through the mouth. As the food has already been mixed with the digestive juices in the stomach, the backflow of food through esophagus and the throat will cause a burning sensation. As it is mixed with the hydrochloric acid and digestive juices in the stomach, that backflow of food will cause a burning sensation. Small intestine is highly coiled and about 7.5 meters long. The walls of the small intestine produce juices similar to those of stomach. In addition to this, bile from the liver and the juices from pancreas makes their way to the small intestine to aid in the digestion of food. Let's learn more about liver and pancreas. Liver is a reddish brown gland located in the upper part of the abdomen on the right side. Here you can see this is liver. Liver is the largest gland and second largest organ in our body. Do you know which is the largest organ in our body? The largest organ is skin. Liver secretes bile. Bile is a dark greenish to yellowish brown fluid. I just explained that bile from liver reaches small intestine to aid in digestion. Bile helps to break down fats into fatty acids, which can be absorbed by the body. Bile is secreted from the liver is stored in a sac called gallbladder. From gallbladder, bile reaches the small intestine. Pancreas is a large cream-colored gland located just below the stomach. It secretes digestive juices called pancreatic juices. Pancreatic juices reach the small intestine and convert carbohydrates, fats and proteins into simple substances. Carbohydrates are converted into simple sugars, fats into fatty acids and proteins into amino acids. Our body can absorb these fatty acids, simple sugars and amino acids for growth and repair. Let's learn how the absorption of food happens in small intestine. The digested food contains simple substances that can be absorbed by the blood vessels, and this process is called absorption. The digested food is absorbed by the blood vessels. This is the absorption. A large part of absorption happens in the small intestine. The inner walls of small intestine has small finger-like projections called villi. These villi have small hair-like structures on them called microvilli. Let me draw a villus here. This is a single villus and it has hair-like projections called microvilli on the surface. Each villus has a network of blood vessels. There are a network of blood vessels inside the villus close to its surface. The digested food reaches the blood through these blood vessels. Here there is blood and through these blood vessels the digested food reaches the blood. Through the blood, these absorbed nutrients reaches different organs and cells in our body. Both villi and microvilli expand and it increases the surface area of absorption. We just learned that the digested food reaches blood through the blood vessels. Through blood vessels, these absorbed nutrients reaches different organs and cells in our body. These nutrients are used to build proteins which are essential for the body. The nutrients from the digested food are used to build proteins. These proteins are very essential for our body. This process is known as assimilation. Assimilation is the process in which the digested food are used to build proteins. The absorbed glucose from the food reaches the cells. Inside the cell, glucose is mixed with oxygen and as a result of this process, energy is released. When glucose mixed with oxygen, energy is released. During the breakdown of glucose in cells, carbon dioxide is produced. This carbon dioxide enters bloodstream and through blood it reaches the lungs and from there it is expelled out through nose. From small intestine, the undigested food reaches the large intestine. Large intestine is wider than small intestine, but it is shorter than small intestine. Its length is about 1.5 meters. Large intestine absorbs water and some salts from the undigested food. The remaining undigested food passes into the rectum and removed through the anus time to time. This process is called ejection. The undigested food passes into the rectum. Here is the rectum and is removed through the anus time to time. This is the ejection. Are you familiar with grass-eating animals like cow, buffaloes, etc.? If so, you might have observed that these animals chew even when they are not eating. Let's find out what's behind it. The grass-eating animals swallow the grass quickly without much chewing, and this food is stored in a part of the stomach called rumen. The food is partially digested in the rumen. Partially digested food in the rumen is called cud. Later, cud returns into the mouth of these animals. This cud returns into the mouth and they can further chew it. This process is called rumination, and these animals are called ruminants. The partially digested food from the rumen again reaches the mouth for further chewing. This process is called the rumination, and these animals are called ruminants. Rumination helps to further break down the food and stimulate digestion. Grass contains a carbohydrate called cellulose. In ruminants like cattle, deer, etc., the rumen contains some bacteria that help in the digestion of cellulose. But other animals, including humans, cannot digest cellulose as they lack these bacteria and enzymes which help to digest cellulose. Animals like horse, rabbit, etc. have a large sac-like structure present between the esophagus and the small intestine. This sac-like structure is called cecum. This cecum is present in between esophagus and small intestine. Cellulose in food is digested in this cecum with the help of bacteria. Till now we learned about digestion in animals, those who possess a digestive system. Now let's learn about the digestion in animals which do not have a mouth or digestive system. Amoeba is a single-celled organism. It has only one cell. This single cell performs all the functions of the body. Our body has trillions of cells, but amoeba has only one. Now you can imagine how small an amoeba would be. We can see amoeba only with the help of a microscope. Amoeba has finger-like projections protruding out from the body. This is known as pseudopodia or false feet. Pseudopodia help in the movement and capture of food. It has a cell membrane and cytoplasm inside it. The fluid inside the cell is known as the cytoplasm. It has a rounded and dense nucleus and bubble-like vacuoles. Here, the enlarged image shows the cell of the amoeba. This is the cell membrane and these are the vacuoles. Amoeba can sense the small microscopic organisms around it. Then it pushes out this pseudopodia around these organisms and engulf it. This food is then trapped into the vacuoles which are present in the cytoplasm. These vacuoles are called food vacuoles. Digestive juices are secreted into these food vacuoles and the food inside is broken down into simple substances. Gradually, the digested food is absorbed. The absorbed food is used for growth, maintenance and multiplication in amoeba. Undigested food is expelled out with the help of vacuoles. That's it about animal nutrition. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. If you have any queries, put it in the comment box. Thank you.